In this Palworld video, I bring you 10 of the best and most powerful PALs in this game. These are PALs you need in your life, and they are obviously obtained through breeding. But in this video, I'll bring you the best possible ways to get the best possible passives on the best possible PALs. How's it going, guys? My name's DPJ, and if you do enjoy this video, leaving a like really helps out. And if you like what you see and want to see more Palworld, be sure to subscribe. So these PALs we will cover today are the best and most powerful PALs in this game, for both base working as well as fighting. These are also, by the way, my opinion on the best. Yours may differ, and guess what? That is totally fine. Now, ones mentioned today will, for the most part, require saddles too, so keep that in mind. PALs made for fighting will be brought to you with the best possible passives. Other means of making PALs stronger attack-wise will be brought to you at the end of the video. As always, timestamps are down below for you to skip to said PAL you are interested in. So let's start, guys, and first up we have a base working PAL named Anubis. Quite possibly the best base working PAL in the game. So for me, this Anubis, the passives you want are Serious, Artisan, Conceited and Work Slave. These are the 4 best work rate passives if you take luck or lucky out of the equation. But that is definitely what we're going to do, because obviously to breed lucky into your PALs requires you to get a lucky PAL, which would just make, in regards to my guide and you going out and getting a certain PAL, just more or less impossible for some players. Okay, so here, guys, as you can see by this breeding tree on screen now, and by the way, these breeding trees will be on screen for all of the PALs I showcase today, so if we want to screenshot it for a later time or even favorite the video and come back, that's awesome. But yeah, as you can see by the tree on screen now, the passives you want here, as you can see, in regards to getting 2 on Celebrate and 2 on Relaxaurus, can be obviously mixed. But as long as all 4 passives are obtained between the Celebrate and the Relaxaurus, you are gravy here. I personally went out and tamed a ton of Celebrates and a ton of Relaxes until I just found all 4 passives between the 2 and made mating pairs, so 2 passives were on each. Bred these 2 together, guys. Got 1 Celebrate with 2 passives, got 1 Relax with 2 passives, and bred these together. And that's what you want to do. Once you breed these together, guys, it guarantees you an Anubis. It's that simple. I personally have about 10 of this very variant running around all 3 of my bases, keeping things in tip-top shape. So yeah, so easy to obtain. That's why it's first, guys. The working base Anubis is one of the best PALs in the entire game. Okay, so next up we have the best non-legendary PAL in this game in Shadowbeak. So Shadowbeak not only has his very own unique amazing skill of Divine Disaster, but Shadowbeak enhances dark attacks while mounted. So to make this PAL even more of a beast, you want a certain set of passives on it: Ferocious, Musclehead, Legend and Lord of the Underworld. So to start here, guys, you want to head out and find yourself a Spark Kit with either Ferocious or Musclehead on it, or if you are lucky, both. But you do not want any other passives here. Then go out and get yourself a Relaxaurus with either of these 2 passives on also. Once you do, breed these 2 together. It guarantees you a Relaxaurus Lux, but you want it with Ferocious and Musclehead on with no other passives on it. That is the outcome you want here. Now, guys, you want to go out and get yourself a Necromus, the legendary world boss PAL. Now, once you have this dude, you want to breed it with your Relaxaurus Lux, as Necromus is the only PAL in the game with that Lord of the Underworld passive, but he also comes with that guaranteed legend too. The outcome when you breed these will always be an Astigan, but you need the Astigan to have all 4 of these passives: Lord of the Underworld, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. Once you have obtained this, put that Astigan to a side for now. Here, go out and catch yourself a Jolthog, but make sure it has 0 passives on it. Now breed this with that Relaxaurus we started this process with. This guarantees you a Kitsen. Your aim here is to have a Kitsen with either no passives on it, or a passive we already have in this process, Musclehead or Ferocious. Once this is achieved, you now want to breed this Kitsen with your Astigan we put aside. So this guarantees you that Shadowbeak, The end goal here is Shadow Beak with a Legend, Lord of the Underworld, Ferocious and Musclehead. So keep breeding guys until this is achieved, and it is probably, actually it's the best non-legendary PAL in the game, and in some people's opinion it's probably the best PAL in the game. Okay, so next up guys, we're going to create a monster in Toko Toko. So this bird type, parrot type PAL is capable of nasty things, mainly because of the guaranteed exclusive skill it learns called Megaton Implode. And although this is a one-time move on the go, it's devastating and really adds to your arsenal, so I decided to add it here. So the best passives for max damage here are the usual Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead, but you also want that Celestial Emperor. So to start here guys, you want to go out and get yourself a Hangyu with Ferocious and Musclehead on it with no other passives. This can be achieved by you going out just catching loads of these until you come across these passives and then breeding them into one Hangyu. Once this is achieved guys, you need to now go out and catch yourself Palladius. Palladius is another world boss, a legendary world boss. But this is the only way you can get that Celestial Emperor, and remember, because he's a legendary world boss, he also comes with that legend passive too. So once you have caught him guys, you now need to breed this with your Hangyu. This guarantees you a Tombat, but here you want your Tombat to have all 4 of these passives: Celestial Emperor, Legend, Musclehead and Ferocious. Now once this is obtained, you want to go out and catch yourself a Robin Quill, but you need it to have 0 passives on it, or if it comes with Musclehead or Ferocious, that's fine too. Once acquired, breed that Robin Quill with that Tombat we just made, and this guarantees you a Malpaca, but you need that Malpaca to have all 4 of these passives too, obviously. From here guys, go and get yourself a Chickpea, again no passives on it, or if it comes with Ferocious or Musclehead, that's fine. Now breed this with that Malpaca and it guarantees you a Woolipop. Again, we need those passives to pass down, but once achieved, breed that Woolipop with that Chickpea we caught. This guarantees you a Toko Toko, which again guys, you need to have all 4 passives on it. And then you are good to go. Level it up to around, I think, a level 20, 23. This unlocks the Megaton Implode, take it up to a level 50, do what you gotta do, and it is one of the most powerful PALs in this game. Okay, so next up guys, we have what is the most powerful PAL in the game, but it is only a one-hitter, and its name is Goryrat. Again, much like Toko Toko, it's only a single move, a one-move wonder here, but the reason being it's so powerful, it's actually probably twice as powerful as the Toko Toko we just covered, is because of this thing's partner skill. Once activated, unleashes a Primal Fury that increases Goryrat's attack power. Now if you followed the path to make that Toko Toko we just went over, the process is much easier for you, as from this point of you having that Toko Toko, you simply need to go out and get yourself either a Tombat or a Greyhound and simply just breed these with that Toko Toko until you get that Goryrat. If this is the path you take, make sure your Toko Toko has that Megaton Implode skill unlocked and equipped. It isn't guaranteed to pass down to your Goryrat, but breeding a Toko Toko with this skill equipped with that Tombat or that Greyhound will guarantee you that Goryrat, and you obviously just want to keep breeding these until you get all 4 passives of Legend, Celestial Emperor, Musclehead and Ferocious with this Megaton Implode skill. If the skill isn't already applied to that baby Goryrat, as soon as it comes out of that egg, it won't ever learn it. Now if you don't plan to create that Toko Toko, but want this Goryrat, here is the process. Go and catch a ton of Fox Parks until Ferocious and Musclehead are acquired. Your goal here is 1 Fox Parks with both these passives. So if you have to breed them together to create that perfect Fox Parks that we need for this video, for this guide, for this PAL, do what you gotta do. Once achieved, you now need to go and breed this with that Palladius. Palladius is a world boss which we covered earlier. If you skip to this point via timestamps, Palladius is a legendary level 50 world boss who comes with a Legend and Celestial Emperor, very important to this PAL build. So once you have Palladius, breed it with that Fox Parks. This will guarantee you that baby of a Greyhound, but we want that baby Greyhound to have all 4 passives on it. Once this is achieved, you now need to go out and get yourself a Toko Toko. preferably with no passives on it whatsoever. Once that's done, level that Toko up until it unlocks that Megaton Implode, which I believe is around a 20 to 23. Now make sure you have the skill equipped too, and then breed that Toko with that Rayhan we created. The baby is a guaranteed Goryrat, but we are looking for that baby to have all 4 passives on it, as well as the Megaton Implode skill. Once you achieve this through breeding, you have one of the most powerful PALs in this game. Okay, so we're going to move on to 3 PALs capable of utterly unreal things in regards to farming ore rocks outside of your base, to a point where a single PAL for the most part eliminates the need for an entire ore farming base. So first up of the 3 we have Astigan. Now this combination is capable of more or less breaking down 10 ore rocks within a small vicinity with one single blow. Check this out. So the process is slightly longer than usual with this one, but it's definitely worth it. So to start guys, you need to get yourself a Grizzbolt with both Musclehead and Ferocious on it. This is best achieved via getting a Mosander and a Rayhan with these passives between them and breeding them together until that Grizzbolt is acquired. So yes, go out guys, get yourself Mosanders, get yourself Rayhans, and you want to find these 2 passives between them. Once this is done, breed them together and get yourself that Grizzbolt. Now you want to go out and get yourself a Relaxaurus with 0 passives on it, or if it has Ferocious and Musclehead on it, or either or, that's fine too. But yeah, once this is achieved and you have that Relaxaurus, breed this with your Grizzbolt. This guarantees you that baby Orzhirk, but you need that baby Orzhirk to have these 2 passives on it, a Ferocious and Musclehead. Now what you need to go and do guys is go out and get yourself an Orzhirk, catch a wild Orzhirk. Reason being is we need that Lord of Lightning passive, which I believe can only be found on wild Orzhirks, and this is vital to this build. So once you've gone out and caught that Orzhirk, this is what you need to do. You need to breed this wild Orzhirk that you just caught with the Orzhirk you just bred. Obviously this guarantees you a baby Orzhirk, but you want the 3 passives on it of Lord of Lightning, Ferocious and Musclehead. And from this point guys, once you obtain this baby Orzhirk, you want to level this up until it unlocks that Lightning Strike skill. It's a guarantee, so level this bad boy up until that skill is unlocked, and then make sure it is equipped to this Orzhirk because it's vital to this build. Now once that Orzhirk is ready, now breed this with our previously created Grizzbolt. This guarantees you that baby of Astigan. But again, you need the Astigan to have the 3 passives of Lord of Lightning, Ferocious and Musclehead, but you also want it to have that Lightning Strike skill too. If it doesn't have it at birth, it won't ever learn it, so keep going until these are obtained. From here guys, put this Astigan to a side and go and get yourself a Jet Dragon. Yes, the level 50 Legendary World Boss. Once you have this, you want to breed this with that Grizzbolt we had and created earlier. This guarantees you another baby Astigan. But what you need here guys is the Astigan with that legend passive. If it comes out with Ferocious and Musclehead on it too, either of these, that's completely fine. You just want to make sure it has that legend passive on it and it doesn't have Divine Dragon on it. That's the important thing here. Once this Astigan is born, you now want to breed this with your other Astigan that we created earlier. Between the 2, they have everything you need to create the ultimate Astigan, the ore farming PAL. So breed away until the beast is created with all 4 passives of Lord of Lightning, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead, and it also has that Lightning Strike skill. Level this bad boy up, do what you gotta do to make it more powerful, and this thing is probably the best ore farmer in this game. There's no 2 which ways about that. Okay, so next up guys, we have another ore mining PAL 99% of players completely skipped over or don't know about, and quite possibly could be the best in the game, even better than the Astigan that we just covered, obviously outside of base ore farming. This PAL is capable of breaking down multiple rocks faster than Astigan, plus the cooldown is much quicker, and he's a lot easier to breed too. Well, I say a lot easier, he's just easier to breed. So the PAL is Mamorust. So yeah, so what you need on this PAL is Earth Emperor, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. So to start, we want to get ourselves a Direhowl with both Ferocious and Musclehead on it. To do this, I recommend you going out and grabbing a load of dire howls until both passives are found, and then just breed them into one dire howl. Once this is achieved, you want to go and get yourself Jet Dragon. Now again, Jet Dragon is at level 50 world boss. Now once you breed Jet Dragon and dire howl together, it guarantees you an Anubis. But we want that Anubis to have the passives of Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. Nothing else, just these 3 passives. Once that's achieved, from here you want to go out and get yourself the world boss, the Alpha World boss Anubis. He's the only power in the game that has the Earth Emperor passive. So once you've caught this world boss Alpha Anubis, you want to breed this with your own Anubis. The outcome will obviously be a baby Anubis, but what you want this offspring to have are all 4 passives of Earth Emperor, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. Once that baby Anubis is born, put it aside and go and catch yourself a Suzaku. If you can get one with 0 passives on it, that's great, but if you get one with Ferocious or Musclehead on it, that's okay too. Once achieved, breed this with your own Anubis. This guarantees you a German Tide. Passives on this don't matter as long as they don't revert outside of the 4 we want. Now you want to breed this German Tide with that Suzaku. This guarantees you a Suzaku Aqua. Passives again don't matter as long as they don't revert outside of the main 4. Now once you have done this guys, you want to breed that Suzaku Aqua with your main Anubis. This guarantees you a Mummerest, and obviously keep breeding until you land a Mummerest with all 4 passives on it. Earth Emperor, Legend, Musclehead and Ferocious. Once achieved, level it up and unlock that Earth Impact skill, and from this point guys you can farm those ore rocks so easily, it's unbelievable. Okay, so next up guys, we have the Digtoys, the outer base Digtoys, the outer base ore mining monster, who I will admit doesn't farm as fast as Astragon or Mummerest, as he isn't capable of taking down multiple rocks per hit, but he's a quicker breed and does get to work at a rate no other pal in the game can match besides Astragon and Mummerest. So yeah, for the earlier players this one could be for you. Now if you followed or plan to follow the path to make that Mummerest, this one's super easy to do. You simply just want to go down and catch yourself a Rush Hour with no passives on it, and breed this with your Anubis we made for that Mummerest. This will guarantee you that Digtoys, so yeah, do what you gotta do and get that Digtoys. Now if you use timestamps to get to this point, let's start at the beginning. So we want that Digtoys to have Earth Emperor, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. So to start we want to get ourselves a dire howl with both Ferocious and Musclehead on it. To do this, again, I recommend you going out and grabbing a load of dire howls until both passives are found. Then you need to breed them into one dire howl. Once this is achieved, you now want to get yourself Jet Dragon, the legendary world boss. Now, once you have this Jet Dragon, you breed this with your dire howl. Together, it guarantees you an Anubis, but you want that Anubis to have the passives of Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. You don't want Divine Dragon on it, just these 3 passives, nothing else. Once that's achieved, from here you want to go out and catch yourself the world boss, the Alpha World boss of Anubis. This is the only way in the game, like I said, to get that Earth Emperor passive. So once you've caught this Alpha World boss, breed this with your own Anubis. This will guarantee you an Anubis baby, but you need that Anubis baby to have all 4 of these passives we want on it. Earth Emperor, Legend, Ferocious and Musclehead. Once that is achieved, go out and get yourself a Rush Hour, make sure it has 0 passives on it, or if it has a Ferocious or Musclehead, that's fine. But from here guys, it's as simple as breeding this with your Anubis, and it guarantees you that Digtoys. Just make sure it has all 4 of the passives you want on, and you are good to go with the best outside of base farming Digtoys in the game. Okay, so moving on, but we're sticking with Digtoys here. What about the best base version of this dude? Well, that's quite easy to achieve. A Digtoys with serious, conceited work slave and artisan will work faster than any other base farming pal in this game, probably besides the Anubis we made earlier. So these 4 passives ain't exclusive to any pal, so it's just a matter of getting 2 pals, which when bred guarantee you a Digtoys which share these 4 passives. The easiest way in my opinion to do this is go out and catch yourself a ton of Rush Hours and a ton of Serpents until these 4 passives are obtained. You then obviously need to create a single Rush Hour and a single Serpent which share these 4 passives between them, and it's then just breeding these 2 together. They guarantee you that Dictois baby, but you want to keep breeding until that Dictois baby comes out with all 4 passives on it, and it really is that simple, guys. This is the best base working Dictois you can get. Okay, so next up, guys, we have the amazing Quiver. Now, I built and included this one as it's a fan favorite PAL, and in my opinion, although you can go for speed, the 2 PALs following this Quiver are all you will ever need in regards to speed. So I've decided to chuck in a fighting Quiver. Also remember the partner skill on Quiver buffs dragon damage upon you riding this PAL. So quite unique and an exclusive skill to have. So on this Quiver you want Divine Dragon, Legend, Musclehead and Ferocious. And the easiest way to do this is as follows. Firstly, go out and catch yourself a Cinemoth. You need to have the passives of Ferocious and Musclehead on it. So catching a ton of these until these passives are found, and then just breeding them into one Cinemoth. Once that's achieved, you now need to go out and catch yourself a Jet Dragon. Obviously Jet Dragon has that Divine Dragon and Legend on it, so it's very, very important. Once Jet Dragon is obtained, you want to breed this with your Cinemoth. This guarantees you that Relaxorus, but obviously you want all 4 passives on. Now once this is achieved, guys, you now want to head out and get yourself a Nightwing, but here you want one with 0 passives on it, or if it has Ferocious or Musclehead, that's completely fine. But once you have one, breed this with your Relaxorus. This guarantees you that Quiver. From here, keep on breeding until you get yourself that ultimate Quiver, guys, with Divine Dragon, Legend, Musclehead and Ferocious. Build yourself a saddle, ride this thing and destroy. Ooh. Okay, so next up, guys, are the 2 fastest PALs in the game. One's a flyer, one is a ground mount. So firstly we have a Necromus. Now because Necromus is a legendary PAL, you can only breed Necromus with another Necromus to create another Necromus. There's no other ways of creating Necromuses. You need 2 parents, both being Necromus. That's a lot of Necromuses in one sentence. So for you to achieve the ultimate speed stat, it requires a lot of breeding and a lot of getting lucky. So the passives you want are Nimble, Swift, Legend and Runner. The 4 best movement speed passives in this game. So to do this and start this process, you need to have both a male and female of this Necromus and constantly just breed these 2 together until these passives eventually come through. Now they will come through as random passives can come through, but they just take a little time. So just keep breeding, guys, until you find those Necromuses with these passives on. Then just obviously try and eliminate individual passives into single passive Necromuses and then breed them together to create the ultimate breeding pair. And just keep on doing this until you get the ultimate Necromus. This is how I did this. It took a lot of breeding, but I did eventually get this done. And the same goes to Jet Dragon. This is by far the fastest flying PAL in the game. The speeds you reach here are absolutely crazy. But again, it's just a case of having both a male and female of Jet Dragon because it's a legendary PAL. It's the only way to create it. And just breeding them together, guys, over and over until you see the 4 passives you want appear in those babies. Again, those are Nimble, Swift, Legend and Runner. This is how I obtained both Jet Dragon and my Necromus. It's just a lot of breeding, a lot of getting lucky and a lot of cakes. But I had to do what I had to do to get the 2 fastest PALs in this game. So yes, guys, those in my opinion the best PALs you can get in Palworld. Now obviously you can make PALs even better with that condensation machine, especially those PALs you want to use in battle or as a base PAL. To fully upgrade a said PAL to a 4-star in that condensation machine, it will require you to have a further 116 of the same PAL to condense into them. Now you can also use the Statue of Power if you have those PAL souls spare too to upgrade these PALs further, both attack and that work speed, that work rate. Now in regards to fighting the PALs in this game, that if you add them to your party, they will increase a certain element attack damage. Now what you can see on screen now, and the more of these you have in your party, the more of an attack buff you get. Also leveling these PALs up with the condensation machine further raises that buff effect, so also keep that in mind. The end game goal here is to have a party full of PALs that buff that single PAL's attack damage, all fully upgraded that condensation machine, as well as the Statue of Power. Takes a lot of powers, a lot of cakes, a lot of breeding, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to be the best. And on that note guys, the end of the video has arrived. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like really helps out. If you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and hopefully guys, I will see you on that next one.